Hello and welcome to episode 82 of my Terraria Calamity mod playthrough. So, we have 12 more items to craft and test. Most of our time appears to be spent testing those weapons against bosses, so we shall quickly go through some things so that we can get things moving. First things first, with regards to things I said last episode, this item here, Alicorn on the stick, is not dropped from drinking the vodka and killing Calamitas. It's dropped from killing a special version of this boss on one of the special world seeds. I think it's Get Fixed Bro, but I can't remember offhand. This weapon here, and there's another item, this one here, they require that you beat the game, or you beat this boss in death mode, which is why they didn't drop. The thing we actually need to do is drink some vodka and kill the Devour Gods. So let's grab the vodka and get that done now. We're going to do this with the Profane Soul Crystal because I want to go straight into then killing Calamitas one more time, and I'd rather have the survivability that is granted by this setup. Okay, where are you spawning? And it's dead. Where's it going? Okay, that should have dropped it. There it is. Princess's Spirit in a bottle. We'll quickly come over here and show you what this does. It is a summon item, or a mount item. So we'll put it in there. And there's a reason we've come over here to use it. This is Sirius's real or true form, and you can summon her as a mount. I think she has unlimited flight, but the flight is weighted in that, unlike the dragon, this will constantly try to bring us down. So we're probably going to keep using the dragon, but if we dismount her, she appears where we dismount her, I think. She does have unique text if we have this equipped, but I'm not going to try and get it to... Oops. I just pressed... Oh, right, yeah, I pressed R, that's what I did. Now I need to put her in safety mode. It's dangerous over here. Okay, you've gone back. I mean, we could have kept her over here. She would have helped us fight Calamitas. But yeah, now we want to fight Calamitas. Is there anything else we want to prep while we're waiting? Nope. Use buffs. Activate that. Double check we've used the buffs. Get the whip out. Okay. Fireball. Dodging so far so good. Shit. Heal that. homing, so we shouldn't be using that. Oops. We took an unnecessary amount of damage. Ah, fuck. That was going well until we screwed up. We took an unnecessary amount of damage from something that we shouldn't have taken any damage from. Okay. Something we could have easily avoided. Little things. There we go. So we needed to kill her because we were out, or we need more of her drop. We are going to have to kill her again, but we'll do that with weaponry or... We'll do that with either a melee or a ranged build, depending on the weaponry we get and which ones we like and which ones we don't. So let's put this away. Oh yes, we're down to our last bacon. Okay, I'm going to need to do some inventory sorting, so be right back. Okay. So, we didn't get any new weapon drops from Calamitas. We're still going to have to farm her for Vigilance, but that's fine for now. Let us craft the 35 Shadowspec bars that we have the materials for. Yeah, she also didn't drop Heresy, so we can't craft that. But let's start on everything else. So 35 will let us craft 7 weapons. So that's 3, 4, 5. I think most of these are melee. 6. I think all of these are melee actually. Works for me. Does mean that we'll be doing the next boss fights with melee weapons, but that'll have to do. Okay. I don't know why I'm summoning this now. We haven't actually crafted anything yet. I think it's in range that it's not going to disappear. Okay. We have a top tier yo-yo. We have Draconic Destruction. We have Earth, which is a combination of Galacticus Blade and Grand Guardian. Illustrious Knives. Iridescent Excalibur. A new Hammer. And Red Sun. Okay. Let's get these some upgrades, and I'll be right back. Okay. Let's get to testing. So, anything that's legendary, I believe, is a true melee weapon, or at least is an actual melee weapon rather than a ranged weapon. Anything that's godly probably has some kind of range ability on it. So let's do that order for no particular reason, just how I randomly decided to grab them all. And see what they each do. So, first up, Draconic Destruction. Fires a Draconic sword beam that explodes into additional beams. Additional beams fire up and down to shred enemies. Okay, that's a lot of effectively target area. Interesting. Doesn't do... Oh, it does do a little bit more damage if we actually hit with it, but not much. It's mostly from this ranged effect. Okay, that's... Compared to everything else we're doing at the minute, that's terrible damage. Next up, Legendary Earth. Lowers enemy defense by 1 with every strike. Your attack will heal you a lot. Gains RGB meters, or RGB meteors that explode into more meteors after a short time an enemy hit. Ice meteors freeze enemies, flame meteors explode, green meteors spawn healing orbs. And this is true melee damage. That's more like it, but I think this isn't going to be particularly good against Calamitas because we'll never hit her with it. I don't know. No, we do actually need to be hitting with the weapon to summon the meteors. Again, it's another melee weapon that has a very wide area of effect. It's probably good against something like Thanatos. Next up, Iridescent Excalibur. Fires or freezes enemies and heals the player on hit. Fires rainbow beams that change their behavior based on their color. Right click for true melee. Okay, so what each one does is dependent upon the colour that's fired. What the hell? How far are these things travelling? Red ones seem to split. Purplish ones move very slowly. Blue ones appear to be double backing on themselves. Firing in reverse and then homing? Not sure. And if we do true melee, we haven't got anything that's boosting true melee damage. But if we're in melee range, we are doing more damage. I think these, or some of these are definitely out damaging the Morsama, which we put away. Okay, Legendary Red Sun. Oh, Legendary is the enchantment. Drops a barrage of solar flares from the sky over Paradise. Wide area of effect, but not necessarily good against a small one. It's not going to be good against Calamitas because some of these will hit, but they just won't do any damage. some of the sparks are actually homing in on targets. So this would do a reasonable amount of damage again in a fight like the Mechs, but it's again pretty much useless against Calamitas. Okay, next up, Triactis's true Paladinian Mage-Hammer of Might. Explodes an enemy hit. It is very, very big. It throws very, very far. We could use this against Calamitas. Again, no, not much damage. I wonder if that's just a lack of any kind of true melee buff. Godly Azathoth? That's probably wrong. Fires cosmic orbs that blast nearby enemies with lasers. Exceptionally agile yo-yo. Destroy the universe in a blink of an eye. Oh. It's doing a reasonable amount of damage. These attacks don't pierce. Okay, 1 second. I want from here that, and I want from here that. It doesn't really matter what we swap out, because everything in this is a rogue, and we're not doing any rogue damage. Okay. Secondary yo-yos do 50% less damage. Those are the counterweights. Are there 2 yo-yos? The damage increase doesn't seem to be large enough for there to be 2 yo-yos, but there definitely seems to be... Yeah, the second yo-yo is just spinning really, really fast around the first one. But even still, the amount of extra damage we're doing, given that we just put on 2 melee things, is not much. What does this do? Melee attacks and projectiles inflict elemental mix. Increase melee damage, critical strike, speed, does not stack with ground downgrades, bonus true melee, enables auto swings for melee weapons, increases size of melee weapons. It definitely looks bigger. It's definitely doing more damage. The true melee damage is definitely working. But yeah. It's an interesting yo-yo, but for whatever reason it doesn't appear to scale correctly with yo-yo bag. Oh, Jesus, that has a hell of a range on it. Is there just one yo-yo? No, there's definitely 2 there. Okay, and the last one. Illustrious Knives. Throws a flurry of homing knives that heal the user. There's a lot of weapons here that heal. And this one's a homing weapon. Interesting. Okay. Well, we have now tested them all. It's time to test them in the fires of battle, because we're still going to need more materials to craft the remaining ranged weapons. How many weapons are there left? 1, 2, 3, 4, technically 5. This isn't a ranged weapon though, it's a mage weapon. So we have 5 weapons remaining. So 1 more killing of each should be enough. I'm not planning on using the yo-yo. It's interesting and it has a decent range, but I don't really want to have the yo-yo back on. Let me pop over to this, take this off, and swap over to... swap back over to this. And I will figure out a melee build and be right back with you. So, one moment please. Okay, we have a build and everything is upgraded, and we are going to take potions with us just in case. We will be taking on the XMX first because they are easier. We're going to be keeping Legendary Earth, the Iridescent Excalibur, which I think I will keep permanently in the place of that whip, or that whip-like weapon, because this has a longer range and it deals more damage. And we're also going to keep the Illustrious Knives for emergency healing. Hopefully we won't need it, but we'll see. Since we are using the Demon Shade set, we will also summon Endogenesis, and probably a couple of knives with it. So we'll see how everything goes. Anything else? Right, yes. Probably not the most optimal setup, but I've just grabbed a few things that look like they would work. Increased crit and melee damage also increases melee armor protection. Actually, that's a good point. There is another item that may have been better for it in here. Flat out damage, armor protection. We lose some of the crit though. Yeah, let's change that for that, because it gives us more damage and more armor protection. Or armor penetration. We've obviously got the elemental gauntlets. I've grabbed the Hide of Astrum Deus, which means taking damage or dealing true melee damage drops an immense amount of astral stars from the sky. Taking damage boosts true melee damage by 50%. Legendary Earth is true melee just as a matter of course, and the right mouse button for Excalibur is true melee. That's going to be more useful against Thanatos than anything else, just because everything else is going to be out of range. And then we've also re-equipped the Nebulous Core because it's good additional survivability to have when using Demon Shade. It would kind of be doubling up if we was using the Auric armor. But we don't have melee Auric armor, so that is the build. Okay. No sandstorm? No, but I bet you anything one's going to start when we get over there. Looking at the amount of wind there is. Okay. Let's have a rematch. Okay. I want to start on this weapon just to see whether or not we can even hit Ares with it. But... oh, we could have brought... let me just go grab that. One additional summon for damage. If the option is there, there's no reason not to use it. We also have the fact that this has a rage mode that we keep forgetting that we can use. But I'll probably only use that on when we get to Thanatos, because it also increases the amount of damage we take. So, I want you. That looks like you're on beam mode. Good. Buffs. 1, 2, 3 of you. May as well have this and this. And... go. Yeah, you're out of range. Of course you are. Oh, well, you're dead already. Bombing coming. Taking way more damage than I would have liked to. Where are you? There you are. Raid and see if we can't kill these guys quickly. Quick! Squirming. There we go. Not too bad. While they're chatting away, we may as well come over here and get all of this stuff sold. We do need to now kill Calamitas. And given the fact that that went well, I'm of a mind to just go ahead. I don't think we have that yet. They're plushies. I'm of a mind to just go ahead and immediately start the next fight. In fact, yes. If we're quick, we get to keep all our buffs. We don't have anything on major cooldown. I want to change the mode of that. Nice, we did that without having to use our teleports. Damn those fireballs. Okay, we have entered the last phase. Don't be afraid to teleport. Yes, we got our health back. Nice, now we just need to kill her. Hey, that went better than I was expecting it to. Ooh, I fully expected to die trying to take her on in the melee build. I am glad I was wrong. Okay. Let's clean our inventory out, and I'll be right back to craft and test the range weapons, and hopefully, we'll see, we'll get this and this. I highly doubt it. That would be one hell of a roll. But yeah, 1 second please while I sort out the remainder of my inventory. Okay, let's see if we get any kind of lucky. Ah, we got one of them. We didn't get the other one. But we got the one that allows us to craft. The other one we want for our final build, potentially, if it's actually any good. We only have 5 things to craft, so that's enough. Or did we have 6 things to craft? Remind me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we can replace these out now. That's something I should have done. I should have reset my build. Okay, so we are going to have to kill Calamitas, or fight Calamitas a few more times. Did I just set my bed there? No, I changed that. We are going to have to kill Calamitas a few more times to get that final drop off her. But we got Murderous or Heresy, so That does allow us to get an upgrade. We should test that immediately because we're about to immediately upgrade it. And then we need 25 of these. And grab. Okay, so let's have a look what Heresy does. With our minions. And there we go. Okay, Heresy. Releases fire and souls upwards from a held book. As the book is held, the power of both is increased. Okay, so that gets stronger the longer we use it. Which one is it? I think we just want that for now. They're doing 30 to 40 on their own. Okay. Gets up to about 30,000 on its own. But that is with not maximum reduction in cost. We can also get rid of those. Okay. Let's get these things crafted. So, what are we after in here? Eternity, that's the upgrade to the Murderous Heresy. Contagion. Soma Prime, which is a Warframe weapon. Quite literally, it is a Warframe weapon. That is the sprite. Well, it's the sprite for the 3D model in Warframe. And then the upgrade to our Dolphin and our Sea Dragon or Shark Gun. Okay, let's get these upgraded and then we'll get them tested. Okay, testing time. Start with the new or the magical weapon. Hexes a possible nearby enemy, trapping them in a brilliant display of destruction. I'm assuming if the target is moving, this will move with them. It's dealing about 30 to 45k. And it doesn't cost a lot of mana. And I am clicking on that. What happens if I click somewhere else? So yeah, it targets a nearby enemy. If I release before it's finished, then it cancels. Okay. Fires contagion arrows that leave exploding orbs behind as they travel. Oh, this isn't using ammo. It's not doing a lot of damage, but I think that this is supposed to be effectively a wide range, wide area attack. So potentially good if you can fire it along the edge of a worm boss. Little surprised it's not using ammo though. Okay, Soma Prime. This weapon can super crit if its crit is over 100%. That makes sense because that's a Warframe mechanic. All bullets fired inflict shred and stack bleed debuff. Shred deals 150 damage per second or per stack and scales with your range stats. Damage ticks and shreds can also critically strike or super crits. Replaces musket balls with enhanced high velocity bullets, so I'm going to need to go grab some musket balls. And if memory serves, this was a pretty rapid fire weapon in Warframe. 22, doing about 20 damage. With musket balls, it's not doing... Oh no, it's doing about the same amount of damage. Its crit appears to be higher though. Or maybe that's just because the crit symbol is easier to read. I wonder if there's an ammunition that has better crit stats. Interesting. I would like to get it to super crit, but I don't know if I can without enhancing these, reforging them. Crit. Increase range damage. There was something else there. They all increase crit independently. All nearby enemies boss them up with bullseye. Ranged attacks that strike bullseye, always critical strike. When a bullseye structure vanishes and a new one appears elsewhere, explosion large projectiles converts all ranged critical strike boosts into extra critical strike damage. Increases range critical strike chance. That's arrows, but it's in general, it's just 5%. Crit by 10. Critical strike chance, range damage, critical strike chance. That actually no, this is the top end of a different tree, so that should be usable. That's a weapon, the rest of those are weapons. So rogue velocity, critical strike chance, rogue attacks, rogue damage and crit. I mean, these are all rogue stuff. 10%, 10%, 5%. It's only 90%. We would need more of a boost to crit. Is there really nothing else that we can get more crit from? I mean, this gives us crit, but I can't remember how much. That makes everything a critical strike, but I don't think that's going to allow things to super crit. Oh yeah, I forgot that that also summons that. Does it? Yeah. I'm not seeing anything that looks like a super crit. So I don't think that's doing any good. So sluggish. This grants us additional crit. It's 88, we've gone down. Why have we gone down? We had more crit than that previously. $90. These don't give us crit. Oh, these are lucky. Okay, that's why they're giving us crit. And that's Warden. 92. Does Rage... Okay, an extra 5 from that. Rage doesn't crit more. But even that extra 5 isn't enough. Damn. Okay, never mind. I can't get it to super crit. At least not without doing a bunch of work, which I can't be bothered to do at the moment. So let's put all this stuff back. And get on with testing the other weapons. The reason we are here just to remind, it's 20k damage, isn't it? Yeah, which isn't great. But still, it's more than this. Okay. So, Svantechnical fires several barrages of bullets. Right-click to zoom out. If we shoot it directly on, then we're actually doing less damage. It looks like the bullet is split. So we want to be shooting it more like here, and then we get all of the damage. Of course, we've just used a huge amount of bullets. Okay. Next up, is there really only one endgame bow? That seems... there's the endgame crossbow there as well, I suppose. Voiddragon. Fires void blasts that explode every other shot. Shoots demon flame tendrils along every shot. 75% chance to save ammo. I mean, that's just consistent damage. But none of these are particularly interesting. The only one that's particularly interesting is Soma Prime, but it requires a lot of setting up. I don't think the auric armor is... the auric ranged armor will give more crit than the shadow... the demon shade armor that we wear in at the minute. I'm fairly sure it's going to be less or equivalent. So... it's minion. That's caster, I think. That's rogue. This one here. 30% critical strike chance. Okay, no, it gives more critical strike chance. It gives a lot more critical strike chance. Oh no, never mind. That there is 30 already. So it only gives an additional 10. Not accounting for any additional set bonuses. Which one is ranged? Rogue. Ranged. Unleash lost solar protocrust to destroy your enemies. This effect, ranged weapons fire blood explosions. Greatly increases life regen. Yeah, no additional crit from that. Summon damage, rogue damage, melee damage, magic damage, range damage. Range projectile splinter, home and life. So just additional effects on the range damage, and then I think one of these is ranged. This one, Godkiller shrapnel rounds. Allows you to dash. Yeah. So yeah, we could get an additional 10 critical strike chance if we was to craft this, and that would push us over. But if we wanted to really, really max it out, we would need all of our accessories to be critical strike chance. Interesting. Okay. I suppose we have done with the others. We may as well with this. We'll take on Calamity. I will get a build ready using some of these ranged weapons, so obviously that one doesn't count. Maybe one of the weapons from in here. The only weapon in here that'll be applicable will be that one, but I don't think it does enough damage, if memory serves. But yeah, let me get a build ready and we'll take on Calamitas one more time. Well, I'm going to take her on until she gives us the drop that we need, but I'll probably only show one more time. But yeah, one moment please, I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. By my reckoning, I've got about 20, no, that's not right. I've got about 50 minutes worth of footage, probably about 5 minutes to be cut, so that gives us about 15 minutes to kill Calamitas with this build. We're going guns because the endgame bows just don't seem to be that worth it. I have managed to get the crit of Soma Prime to 118, but it doesn't look like the actual crit number changes colour further like I would expect it to if it was actually duplicating Warframe's critting system, but never mind. We've decided to go a little bit nuts. We have put Lucky on all of our ranged weapons to get us all that extra crit. We've gone with the Recon Scope, which is extra damage, extra crit. It also makes enemies less likely to target us, which is not going to help. Again, the Elemental Quiver, which is going to reduce ammo consumption, increase velocity of ranged weapons, increase damage, increase crit. This just straight up increases crit. And we put the amalgam back on. This increases our buff duration, makes sure we lose them we don't lose them if we die. Gives general damage increase. But the other thing it does is it gives us a free dodge, and it will increase our critical strike after we've dodged. So that will hopefully be helpful, and everything else is still Warden as usual. I did actually get the Auric range set, but it wasn't doing as much damage as this set was doing. Even with Soma Prime having an extra 10 crit damage, or extra 10% crit, and all the extra effects it applies. So that is that. Okay. Let us place, because we are going to do this, give our best possible chance. We'll put those down, use our buffs. 3 of these. Let's go. We've used our dodge already. Still, better to use that for defense than not use it at all. I would have preferred not to have eaten that. Good, we phase skipped that. I didn't realise that was so close. Well, our dodge game has been better this time because we charged adrenaline twice. Ah, never mind. Now, how many times did we have to eat that? Okay, the trickier dodge phase. Watch out for the little heads. Excellent. Where'd you go? Hey! We got our first time. I wonder how much of that damage was summoner and how much of that damage was everything else. The guns. The guns did appear to be doing something at least. Did you give us the weapon we want? That looks like a no. No, you gave us something new, but you didn't give us the weapon we need. Buff durations is good. Do I want to... Yeah, let's, for safety's sake... And you're dead, and you're dead, and you're dead. That was a supreme amount of damage very, very quickly. Let's not fuck that up. Ah, shit. I didn't realize we had taken extra damage. I thought we had dodged most of that. Oh well. She still has an item we want, but I won't force you to watch me kill her enough times for it to drop. I will get it between this episode and next. So, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show. We'll be back again on Wednesday where we will finally take on the boss rush. So hopefully, we'll see you next time. Cheerio.